Hey there, it's Kendra with Soulful Success by Design. And I wanted to pop on today and talk to you about this principle or this idea of not allowing your external circumstances to be the thing that takes your power away. And I want to talk to you for a moment about this because I feel like, at least I know on my journey, this has been something that I have really had to learn, lean into. And once I learned how to not give my power over to the things happening outside of me, the moment I learned how to do that is the moment that I really understood my own power. And I want to share this with you because my hope is that it'll help you as well. So I'm going to share this in my group real quick. Let's see. Here we go. So I made a post earlier today. My wisdom drop for the day says, focus on creating your inner world first and your outer world will follow. And I wrote that because my whole entire journey, my own personal journey and my journey in business and the things that I support my clients around has to do with really cultivating and strengthening your inner world, right? Strengthening your thought life, strengthening your mindset, strengthening the image that you have of yourself. It's doing the inner work first. And I've always understood, probably for longer than I even recognize, I've always understood that in order for things outside of you to be different or feel different or look different, it had to come within you, right? It had to do with how you were seeing things. So one of the moments, I guess, that I've had in my life where this hit me is when I was in corporate and I was not happy at all in the corporate job that I was holding. I was a healthcare executive and I wasn't happy. I was burned out. There's a big, long story that goes with this, but needless to say, it was, I was at a really low point in life and I was in my sacred space one day and I was praying and meditating and tapping into myself, and I got this image in my mind that showed me being in control of my mind. I can't really explain the image to you or put words to it, but I got it. As soon as it landed within me, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I am the one that gets to shift this situation, rearrange the situation, and I get to choose how I'm going to show up to the situation. And by me doing that, by me changing the way that I'm thinking, seeing, and feeling, I actually have the power to change the situation. And so I want to share this with you because maybe there's something happening in your life or in your business that you don't like, right? Maybe your business is not growing the way that you want it to, or maybe your life is not shaping up or turning into the vision that you once had, right? Maybe that's happening. And if that is happening, what I want you to know today is that you have the power to shift it. You have the power to actually create what you desire. You are a powerful creator. And so I just want to share with you a few things that have helped me to really make this shift of learning the skill of tapping into my power, tapping into the resources that I hold within to help me navigate all of the things that go on in the external world, right? So number one is tapping into your higher self daily. Right? You get to choose. There is a part of you on the inside who is already at the place that you want to be. There's a version of you that is already at the next level. There's a version of you that is already successful and happy and life feels good and money feels amazing and everything just seems to be flowing for you. That version of you is already within you. But what we fail to do sometimes is to actually tap into that part of ourselves. And so for me, what that looked like was meditation. Like meditation has been the thing that has really changed. It was the first thing that really began to change my life was meditation. And so sitting down, tapping into your higher self, tapping into that part of you that already knows the answers, that already has the wisdom, that already, can give you that guidance to help you get to that next level. Are you tuned into that part of you, right? Do you talk to her? Do you consult with her? So what I found is when I do that and I, quiet my mind and I relax a little bit and I just kind of let go of the day and I tap in to this higher self that's within me, the answers are already there, right? I know what steps need to be taken. I know what some of my, inspired action gets to be. And then from there, it's working on the mindset, because yes, the guidance is always within you. The guidance is always being given to you daily from God, universe, higher self. But the thing that gets in the way is what you're thinking, right? What you think about yourself. Do you see yourself as a woman who can create X, Y, and Z? Do you see yourself as a woman who's confident and able to stand in her power and able to create the kind of money that she wants to create? Or do you see yourself as a woman who has to struggle and make things hard, and you have to work really hard to make the money? Like, how are you seeing yourself? So once your higher self speaks to you, then it's about looking at, okay, well, what thoughts am I thinking that are not in alignment with what my higher self is telling me, right? Cultivating your inner vision, right? Do you have a clear vision within you, what you desire your life to look like, your business to look like, how you desire the world to work for you, how you desire money to work for you, how you desire your relationships to work for you? Do you have that clear vision? Because anywhere that we don't have a clear vision, anywhere where we don't have an idea of, where we're going or what we want, that makes it so much harder for you to even get there if you can't first see it. Can you see it? Are you able to write it down? Are you able to articulate it? Are you able to, talk it out? Are you able to get the vision that's within here as a clear picture in your mind? Or are you able to take the vision that's in here and write it out as a clear picture in your journal? Are you able to do that? When you get to the place where you can write that out and you can see what that vision is, that is what you get to tap into day after day after day after day after day, consulting with your higher self, shifting your mind and your beliefs so that you can step in your power and become the creator. One of the things that I've had to really learn is how to block out the things that are happening outside of me. Yes, I can be aware of what's happening in the world. I can be aware of what's happening in the coaching industry. I can be aware of many different things, but that doesn't mean that I have to allow my energy to be consumed by that. Instead, it's about allowing my energy to be consumed with what it is that I want to create, with the vision that I have created, right? And it's a practice. It is a practice, and it may feel like it's hard in the beginning to allow yourself to tap into your higher self when there are things happening outside of you that feel stressful or that are making you feel afraid or making you feel scared. It can feel hard, but if you can make the decision that you're going to do that you're going to tap in to your higher self, to your higher vision, when things start feeling a little funky on the external world, if you make that decision, then over time, all of that effort accumulates and compounds, and before you know it, you're able to walk in the duality of, yes, this may be happening outside of me, but I'm also coming from this space of what I know I get to create and what I know is mine and what I know I get to receive. There is a completely different energy about that, right? When I was, years ago walking around looking at what was happening outside of me, let's say in business, for example, when I was walking around looking outside of myself, trying to look for, what is she doing? And what is this person doing? And maybe this person has the answer. And maybe I need to do this. And maybe I need to do that. I didn't have this grounded sense of energy about myself. I was all over the place. My energy was being pulled all over the place. So I really didn't have this groundedness or this sense of home or this sense of connectedness to who I am and to my higher self and to my vision. As you practice connecting to your higher self, as you practice getting really clear on your vision, as you practice tapping into that vision every single day and asking for guidance from God, from universe, as you keep doing that, as you keep practicing that, you're able to skillfully walk your path with things that are happening outside of you that you can't control, while also staying fully grounded in what it is you know is true for you and what you get to create. And that is a skill that we do not learn in school. We don't learn the skill of navigating the duality of life in school. It's one that comes from, the school of life, essentially. And it's one that you get to decide if you're going to take that path or not. A mindset shift that gets to happen is believing that things are always working out for you, even when it doesn't seem like they are. So for those of you that are in business and you're putting yourself out there, you're marketing your services, and you keep saying to yourself, but I don't have any clients. No clients are finding me. Nobody's listening to me. Nobody's engaging with me. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing that. That's when we are focused on that, that's what we keep perpetuating. That's what we keep creating. But if you can still believe that even though money's not showing up just yet or clients aren't showing up just yet, if you can still believe that it is happening, it's on its way, things are being rearranged in your favor, if you can just believe in that and hold to that, it will shift. It will happen. Right? The mind will want to get in the way and tell you that, oh, well, it's not going to happen for you because you don't have this many likes on your engagement, on your post. You don't have this many clients, so it's not going to happen for you. Those are all lies, right? Those are lies that the mind tells us to try to keep us small and keep us in our comfort zone. But when you understand how to work with I'm going to call it the spirit realm, right? The part of the world that you can't see, when you can learn how to work with that part of this universe, you tap into your power. That is where your power lies, right? Your power lies in believing that, you know what, even though I don't see it happening, it is happening and it's going to show up. It's on its way, right? Deeply believing that you get to actually have and receive what you desire. So, full transparency, there were plenty of years where I didn't deeply feel like I deserved the vision that I had created for myself. And it took me a long time to actually realize that, oh, wait a minute, I don't feel like that I deserve this success. So maybe that's why I'm not receiving it in the way that I desire to receive it. So a big belief I had to get over was that, oh, I've got to work really, really hard to get the thing that I desire. So if it was easy for me, then there was no way I was letting myself have it. And I feel like that's a lot of that's how we trip ourselves up sometimes, because when you're an entrepreneur and you're in business for yourself, you're showing up and you're sharing your gifts and you're doing what you do. You're in your zone of genius and you're showing up and doing the things, and some parts of it feel easy. And those are the things that you won't allow to work for you, because there's this belief that, oh, if it's easy, then it can't possibly be something that I can be compensated for. When really it's just the opposite. And it's a complete mind twister. I get it. Because we've all been so conditioned to believe that, you have to work hard. And there's a difference between working hard and working to the point where you're stressing yourself out, you're burning yourself out, your energy is fragmented in all these different directions, you're constantly comparing yourself. There's a difference, right? So I work hard every single day, but it's not from the energy of, oh, I've got to show up and I have to do this Facebook Live and it has to be perfect and I have to, meet this in order for it to be good enough. It's simple as, you know what? No, I'm going to show up and I'm going to show up for my dream. I'm going to show up for my vision, and I'm going to do what I'm feeling called to do. And yeah, that may take me, several hours out of my day, and I might run into some challenges, but that's okay, because I believe that it's all working in my favor. Right? When you can understand that things can be happening outside of you, but you can tap into your power by tapping into your inner resources of faith and belief and resiliency and perseverance. You have all those resources inside of you. Confidence, all of those resources are inside of you. And as you begin to heal, as you begin to do the work on yourself, those resources begin to bloom inside of you. And you one day you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I've had this power all along. But you weren't able to tap into it because there were other things, other beliefs, other stories that was keeping it buried, right? So I also want to share with you too that in this journey of, not allowing external circumstances to take your power, it's also important for you to start listening to your own voice. Right? For you to listen to your own voice instead of the voices around you. And here's what I mean by that is I've always had this rule that I've worked with many coaches, many mentors. I've done tons of courses and all the things. And I openly listen and I want to learn from people who are where I want to be. And I'm listening to them and I'm learning from them, but I'm also running it past my own internal guidance. Right? And really understanding my human design and my authority really, really helped me dig deeper into this. But listening and learning, but then running it past my own filter, running it past my own guidance system. So I remember in the very beginning of business, I was doing all the things. I'm like, well, this person says I need to do this, so I'm going to do it. This person says I need to post every single day, so I'm going to do it. This person says I got to do this, so I'm going to do it. And I was doing all the things and burning myself out, all the while not listening to my own voice that was saying, Kendra, why don't you try this? And it was because I didn't trust myself, right? So trusting ourselves in this process of not allowing the external take our power, trusting ourselves is an essential skill that we have to build up as well. And again, it takes practice. So it takes practice in trusting yourself little by little by little over time, and you get there. Right. And again, one day you wake up and you're like, wow, like I really trust myself. I know that I'm capable of this. Right. Hi, Janine. Hi, Donna. The last thing that I'll share with you around this is this concept is you're going to feel fear. Fear is not going anywhere. Me personally, I don't believe in this whole idea of like fearless, right? There's going to be fear. Anytime you are pushing yourself to your next level, anytime you're showing up for your dream, your vision, the thing that you want to do in life, you're going to feel a certain level of fear. It's going to be there. But what happens, what you get to do is, or should I say what matters, is how you engage with that fear. Do you see the fear as the truth? Or do you give yourself permission to look at the fear for what it is and say, thank you for showing up, thank you for being there, but I'm still going to take the step. Thank you so much for the love hearts. I love them. Hey, Nina. So understanding, and again, learning how to navigate fear is also a skill, right? That is not a skill that we necessarily learn when we are growing up in our school system. We don't really learn how to navigate fear. And there's a way that you get to navigate fear, and learning how to do that will help you to still take action even though it feels scary. Right? Because here's what's interesting. Last year on my birthday, I went skydiving, right? I turned 40 last year and my husband bought me a skydiving package because I have been saying probably since I was 20 that I wanted to go skydiving, right? And so he bought me a skydiving package and I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. But I still had fear. I cannot tell you all of the things that ran through my mind, but I didn't allow myself to go down that path. I could have went on Google and looked at all the things that could go wrong in a skydiving experience, and I would have been shown my worst fear, right? But I refused to do that. Instead, I looked at the amazing experiences that people were having going skydiving. I watched videos of successful skydiving, experiences and how fun it was. I looked at their experiences and I took from that, right? Donna, thank you. So when I got there at the place to skydive, I felt the fear. Like it took everything in me to step onto the plane. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But the moment I stepped on that plane, the fear was gone. Because I had prepared myself. I was visualizing the outcome I wanted. I was telling myself affirmations about how wonderful it was going to be. I was watching videos of how great it was going to be. I was creating my experience before I even got there. So it's the same thing with this. You get to create your experience in life and in business regardless of what's happening outside of you. Okay? You have that power inside of you. You are such a beautiful creator, and I really want all women to know that. I want all women to know that you are a creator. And yes, it may take some healing and it may take some work and it may feel challenging at times, but it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. So that's all I got. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all for being here with me live. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for the love hearts. If you want to learn more about human design, I'll put a link in the comments if you want to book a human design reading. And I'm also going to put a link for my Facebook group down below if you want to join us there in Soulful Success by Design. And if you desire support in creating the success that you desire and tapping into your next level in business and in life and creating a business and life that feels good. Because that's the other thing. I deeply believe that we get to create a life and a business that feels good, that feels amazing. It's possible and it's out there, but it's not going to be the same for everybody, right? How you get there will not be the same. If that interests you and you want to have a conversation, I'll leave a link for that as well. So thank you all for being here. You're so welcome, Donna. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Nina. And all of you that are watching the replay, thank you as well. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.